don't forget, just as a programming note for those of you that watch Diamondbacks games, 1:10-ish first pitch here today and tomorrow. Those wussies over in New York don't like cold weather, so they have to move the games up, Dale.
Is that because the Diamondbacks put out a plea? You really think?
Yeah, it's 110 back in Phoenix. We can't stand out there. Marte will not survive a 40-degree night and windy night, let alone two of them. So they moved the games up. 4:10 New York time, 1:10 today. Zach Gallen on the mound today as well. So just programming note.
Ooh.
Be aware of that. Next two were moved up today and tomorrow as well out there. In all seriousness, it's supposed to be like overnight. It's supposed to be like in the 30s in New York.
Well, I just looked at the weather app, and in New York at 1 p.m. it has 39 degrees with the big wind sign. Insignia.
Wait, at 1 p.m. their time?
1 p.m. their time. So 39:40, now 5 o'clock, 39, 37, and
So
then
it's going to be in the 30s when they're playing at 1 o'clock our time.
Yeah, and then in the evening, 35 goes down to 33.
Is the
31.
sun even going to be out?
I
know it's not just cold though. It's supposed to be super windy.
So right now in New York, it's 38 degrees with the wind chill. Feels like 22.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Yeah. So expect to see something close to a no-hitter today. No, I'm being serious. And Juan Soto's out for the Mets, too. He's out 2 to 3 weeks, so you're missing the Mets superstar there. His big money man for the next 2 weeks, calf injury. He's on the IL. Oh, my God, have they adjusted the line on this yet? You might want to put down on under hits here,
or runs.
Like
yeah, you put this out on the on Twitter last night as you looked that up. UConn ends the season 34-6, and 4 of the losses are with that breeding guy refereeing their game.
I know, isn't that crazy?
4 of your 6 losses, you see one familiar.
Yeah. I just don't. It baffles me why leagues put themselves, especially in this gambling day and age.
Yes.
Why are you even putting that out there? It might be nothing. Sure looks like something though. So why even put it out there? The impropriety of it as well. So, Dale, do you go to the Champions dinner there at the Masters by chance?
You know what? I would go if Scotty Scheffler was. I'm not sure about Rory McIlroy's menu.
Meaning you don't know what it is, or
no,
meaning you don't know if you like it?
I glanced at it a week ago.
Yeah.
I think it has a European flavor.
Oh, yes. And it's I don't know how to put it. It's not an American menu.
Right.
Meaning a lot of gross stuff on
yes.
it.
But I think he did say, didn't he throw steak in there?
He did. He did put it in there for, I think, a grilled chicken. I know he did.
Okay.
Grilled chicken was a big deal. So, let me see if I can find it here. I was trying to look it up. I forgot that was happening, actually. Does Tiger show up to the championship dinner?
I think Tiger's going to stay away from just about everything.
Well, you can get into the champion dinner and get out without being seen. You know what I mean?
Masters Dinner 2026.
Peach and ricotta flatbread.
Bacon wrapped dates. Steve, that's a favorite of yours.
Bacon wrapped dates?
Yeah. Rock shrimp tempura.
Okay. Hold on. Something healthy like dates that stomps you up, but you throw bacon on it on top of it?
Yeah, well, and that's why I've always said, if you got to put bacon around something to make it taste okay.
That's my point.
You got the rock shrimp tempura.
That actually, I would love to try that. I would love to try that.
Grilled elk sliders.
Yes, I don't know, man. I'll try it, but I'm sure it tastes great. I just don't know.
Caramelized onion jam and roasted garlic aioli on that for you, Stephen. First course is yellowfin tuna carpaccio. You having two help us with that, Steve?
I am not a tuna guy. I do
Yeah.
not like tuna at all.
But yellowfin.
I don't give a crap if it's a blue fin, green fin, yellow fin. I hate all the yellow. I hate all the colored fins.
And then, gosh, the main course, Wagyu filet mignon or seared
I'm gonna
salmon.
laugh when somebody starts saying that I'm racist or something because I don't like the colored fins out there. But no, the Wagyu filet mignon looks really
Yeah.
good. But even I'm even fine with the scarred salmon as well.
Seared.
Scarred.
Seared knucklehead. And they come with traditional Irish champ sautéed Brussels sprouts.
I don't need that.
I don't want Brussels sprouts anywhere near my table.
Yeah.
And then dessert, sticky toffee pudding with vanilla ice cream. Huh. Not bad. I'd try
So
that.
You'd be all right with that?
I would be okay with that.
I'd sit down and I would go. Well, don't forget they also have 2015 Salon S, the La Maison sous Auguste.
Champagne.
You got 2022 Domaine La Flive, Batard Montrachet, Hoganary Montrenat, Burgundy,
that's a
1990,
Burgundy, yeah.
Chateau Lafite of Rothschild. You go with the 1989 Chateau de Yacon, Saturnus, Bordeaux.
I can't even talk now. Hey, can I just get a beer?
Can you order off menu?
Yeah.
Like not even off menu. Can you just be like, hey,
You got a
on the,
Coors Light.
Yeah. Hey, on the Wagyu filet or seared salmon, can I get it without the sautéed Brussels sprout? Like, what do you need a sautéed Brussels
Can
sprout
I just
for?
get a little Béarnaise sauce, please?
Yeah, can I get it without the glazed carrots also, please? And I always say that at restaurants when they're like, I'll be like, no broccoli, and then they're like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, yeah, let's get the good stuff off of this, healthy stuff off of this.
Oh.
Man. So there you go, folks.
Yeah, I'd have 2 orders of the rock shrimp tempura. I'd skip the first course. And then I'd order the filet.
Would you even try to like eat it? Or you like try it?
No.
And then just be like,
No.
garçon?
Do the old.
But it's got faux gras on
Oh.
it. Yeah. But it comes with a toasted baguette. I'd have to go without chives on that bad boy there. Yeah, I'm not a tuna fan. I don't like the texture. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the texture of it. And I like fish. But tuna I am not into, man. At all. But there you go, folks. There's the
That dinner will be served tonight.
Would you try a bacon wrapped dates?
No.
Or I would judge whatever golfer orders that. I would.
Well, what happens if you're the only one that didn't?
Yeah. That would tell me a lot. Boy, did I pick the wrong sport.
Do Masters champions have to pay for the dinner? Yes. The defending champion of the Masters serves as host and pays for the dinner.
Pays the whole deal.
Yeah, I
Pays
did
the
not
whole
know
thing.
that.
Yeah.
I guess if you win $4 or $5 million.
That's issue number one.
Yeah.
Could you imagine though if like you're a golfer, you can barely get your card, you just happen to like win the Masters one year, and then you do nothing after that. Like your season just sucks. You miss all these cuts and everything, and like you're just struggling, and you're like, I gotta pay for the Champions dinner. Somebody would step up and help out, wouldn't they? Could you imagine if like you're like, guys, I won $4 million last year, but I've been traveling around the country. I've been missing cuts left and right. I'm not you guys. I don't deserve to be here.
I flew Southwest.
I'm not even staying on the grounds. I'm staying down at the Best Western. I'm pretty sure a hooker got shanked last night in the room next to me.
Well, the thing is, you could also say if things aren't going good for you, you can always get the pimento cheese sandwiches. They go for $1.50.
That is true. That is true. You just get something on the course.
Yeah.
You can order the entire menu at the Masters this year, $78.25 or something like that, and you can have everything on the menu once. That includes the drinks, by the way. That's one thing the Masters does do great is they keep their pricing back to the old levels. They do raise it occasionally, but they lose money on that stuff because of that stuff. So yeah, that is tonight there, Dale. Not that's definitely not the Schefter meal.
Oh, Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler when he
Not
when he won.
Schefter. I
What'd I
was
say?
going to say, you said Schefter. I'm going,
Oh.
oh, the ESPN
Oh,
guy.
sorry,
I
Scheffler.
don't remember him winning the Masters.
He probably broke the news that he won it. I don't know.
And just so you know, Steve, you ever go back to the Masters, wearing jeans is discouraged.
Yes. No. They so I went for a work thing. Oh no, they flat out tell you what you're wearing.
And you wear an Apple Watch at Augusta?
It used to not have any technology. It's changed now. You can take cell phones in now. They have areas now, well, at least last time I was there, they started doing it where you could walk off the course, like to a little area, and talk on your phone there or whatever. But I've been there for where like no electric stuff at all.
Well, I remember when the Phoenix Open, back when it first was going.
Remember when they had those little portable Cox phones that if you needed to make a call, you had to
Yeah.
go walk up to the phone like a
You
payphone.
weren't supposed to bring your cell phone in, and it's like, what?
I'll never forget, man. We were sitting in the booth in 16, and somebody had their phone, because there was a way you could sneak it in, back then. They didn't frisk you. So I remember there was a guy sitting there. His name's Craig. Love you, Craig. Lives in Georgia now.
Tell me he didn't keep his ringer on.
No, it's even worse than that. He takes a picture.
Oh.
And it was like early in the day. That was back when your camera actually went like really loud. So he does it. And this was like the 2 level. We're on the second level, just off the green, and he does it. And it was like a big time golfer. Literally, the guy stops his backswing, turns around and looks, and the caddy starts walking over and starts yelling at us. Because it was just quiet. It was early in the day, so it wasn't
Yeah.
loud. And all you heard was that shutter sound from his cell phone. It was so great. I just sat there. next to him while they're yelling at everybody. And I'm like, what's happening? It was so loud, Dale. It like echoed through it and everything. But no ringer. It was even worse. Just trying to sneak a picture in of a golfer.
Come on, there's certain rules, especially at the Masters.
No,
Like-
so the Masters, if you clap too loudly, they'll give you one warning, and then you're out of there. Like, they don't mess around.
Like you're not starting chants, and you're not booing, and you're not doing that stuff that goes on at other golf tournaments.
No, I know. I watched a couple people that were. One guy yelled something while a putt was going on the green, like well after he putted it,
Yeah.
and I can't remember what he yelled, but he yelled something. Dude, the people were on him in seconds, and they gave him a little thing, and they said, "This is your warning. You do it again, you're going to be removed from premises."
And then what happens
And then they
is
just turned around and walked off.
if you use somebody's tickets, they can take the tickets
They take
away.
the tickets away from the other people.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, people will go out there and put their little portable chairs, like on
Yeah.
17 or 18, and they'll go walk around. You come back, nobody's taking your seats.
But it's also, people think like, because of the Waste Management Open, people think like it's a crowded event. It's like 5,000 people a day, and that might be high. It's very limited who gets into the Masters on a day. Like it's a tough ticket to get and stuff like that. And it's not a huge tournament. It's a small group of people that are there. So, hey, well, fun and games that we're dealing with that. But I'm looking forward to the Masters this week. And I am not hungry after looking at that menu.
You wouldn't have the Wagyu steak?
Oh no, I would love the Wagyu steak without the caramelized. Why do you have to caramelize? Why do you have to sear Brussels sprouts or whatever? That doesn't make any sense to me. The garbage you can't make it any better.
Oh.
Can't get any better, can it? Diamondbacks, again, as I said, just heads up, 1:10 p.m. first pitch today with Zach Gallen, moved up. Diamondbacks have the second hardest schedule so far in 2026, Dale. Their winning percentage of the teams they played is 6-1-2 as of right now. Who has the hardest or the most difficult schedule through
Probably
this early part of the season?
somebody in the NFC West, probably Seattle.
Seattle, you're right.
Well,
6-14.
starts with your division. You're playing each of those teams
Because
twice.
you're starting in your division.
And the only thing that brings you down to Down to the pack is got the Cardinals. Thank God.
He's gotta do a Cardinals joke in there, folks.
You got San Francisco and you got the Rams. They both double-digit wins.
Well, I mean, if the Diamondbacks would have opened up against the Giants or the Rockies, they would have a really easy schedule.
Right.
But yeah, no, 6-12 so far. Now that's through all their first 10 games. So before today's game, it doesn't get any easier is the bigger point here, right? With the Mets today, the next 3, then the Phillies after that, and then it gets harder as they go along. But yeah,
and the
6-12.
And the weather, obviously,
That's going to be their problem over this.
Play a havoc on.
Because leaving New York and going to Philly, yeah, okay, it's a couple hours apart, but the weather's still crappy.
You're not going down to the tropics.
You're not leaving that whole area as well. So if it's cold in New York, it's cold in Philly, and things to that effect that you have to deal with. That's what's going to be interesting on this road trip is just how do you deal with the weather, these next 4 days. And I don't know. Warm weather teams don't generally deal with cold weather. But here's the other side of it. It's not like the Mets have been playing in this weather for the last month or so. They were just in Florida for spring training for a month and a half, 2 months. It's not like they've been like, oh, we're used to this weather in New York playing in this.
Yeah, but there's just something about the New York mentality, a little tougher.
Really, Juan Soto and the baseball players, they're the farthest thing from the New York mentality.
Just a little tougher, Steve.
Juan Soto's on the IL for a calf injury.
Yeah, calves are.
If that was a construction worker there in New York, he would have been like, just cut my leg off, let's go.
Yes, because you're a construction worker. You're not an elite athlete, Steve. Now, my question is, it's a 9-game road trip, right?
It's a long one, yeah. 9 games.
9 or 10?
I don't remember. I don't think they have any 4-gamers on this stretch.
Okay.
I think it's 9.
After the first game today, how many more games does your second baseman for the Diamondbacks play?
After today,
yeah,
I will give him the first 2 games, and then he'll sit out for.
You think back to back?
2.
We'll go back to back
because they're afternoon games. The problem is, well, as of now, actually, the third game right now is still that 7:10 their time, 4:10 our time. They have not moved that game yet. You know what? Now that you mention it, because these are 2-day games in a row. Yeah, that's a good question. He'll miss some time on this.
You think? That back tighten up a little bit.
Here's the bigger question. Are they going to have a better excuse than soreness? Or I know how he feels. I know how he feels after a couple days of this weather. Are they going to have a legitimate reason? Just give the guy a day off. You don't need a reason to give him the day off. People deserve days off.
But 10 games into the season? Come on, Steve.
A little sluggish out there,
You're part of the problem.
It's what, the wind's at your back, and you're out there, get a little sunburn, your sunscreen gets in your eyes, and
you're
not one ball's hit to you at all, and you're just standing out there at second base, just minding your business, jogging around because nothing's hit to you. You're not involved in the game at all, except for at the plate. Dale, it gets a little boring out there.
You're going to get windburn.
Yeah.
Not sunburn.
Lips get a little chapped. You get parched. Your sunglasses, you get a little bead of sweat on your sunglasses. As a bald guy, I have this problem. It runs down the front of your face and gets in your glasses, and then you go to clean it and you smear it. And then you gotta look through the smear there for a little bit until you get back into the dugout, and you're just missing that big league chew in there. Like you chew, you've lost all the flavor because you're out there at second base, and you just get annoyed by that. And everything, and you're just like, and then halfway through the 4th inning, you realize you probably didn't stretch right, and start thinking about that steak you're gonna have after the game and whatnot, and you're just sitting there, and Dale, that's tough, dude. That's tough to deal with. And then on top of it, you're gonna add the cold into it today as well. We're gonna be shivering out there.
Just make sure you dress warm when you go hit the streets of New York City tonight.
That's the thing that bothers me the most. Is he's like, oh, I'm too sore, I can't do it. He's not just sitting at home or sitting in the clubhouse getting treatment.
Yes, he is. Heating
He's
pad.
out doing something.
Heating pad, massage.
I doubt it. What do you think? Is he going to play multiple games in this stretch here?
I think it'll be fascinating to watch. 'Cause
He hasn't missed a game yet, right?
No.
Well, here's the other side of it. I would argue he needs a break because he's pushing too hard, Dale. That's the problem right now. He's pushing too hard.
He just had a game-winning hit off the wall.
Yeah, but he's only hitting at 184. He's pushing too hard. He's just struggling. He's only slugging 316. He needs a day off. He just wants to win so hard, Dale, that he's just overcompensating right now. And he needs a day off. He needs a day off to get his mind right and relax a little bit and just stop pushing.
Goldschmidt used to start every season like this.
If he just batted this way for the rest of the year, which he won't, he'd bat 285 at the end of the season. Well, that's as expected as 285 at the end of the season. He's at 184 right now. That's just, yeah, but Goldschmidt was never your leadoff guy, though. That's the difference. Is he going to continue to be your leadoff guy? Isn't that the bigger question? Is he going to be your leadoff guy with his batting average what it is?
I don't know. Top of the hour, and I want to get Bruce in here because I got some things I got to
Is
bring.
Bruce here?
I wonder if Bruce showed up.
Oh, yeah, he's quiet over there today.
That means he's going to come out swinging.
I have ABS. I know he's all ramping up over there.
Yeah.
Kobe, is he doing like Rocky over there? Is he doing some jumping jacks and some skipping rope and everything and shadow boxing, getting ready to come in here? ABS, Kobe says, yep. ABS, I have the ABS win-loss record so far in the season as of yesterday as well, folks. It's interesting to see every team is using them in pretty big clips here. But there's some teams that are sucking it at the records there. So we'll talk about that as well. Come on back. Bruce Cooper up next. In a minute. And we're back here on this Tuesday with the man that just has to be a part of the action. Bruce Cooper is here as well, of course. Legend from Channel 12 News all those years. How about that segue, Bruce?
Yeah.
How about that?
We got a quick little update on the broken downness of Bruce Cooper.
Yes, I know. That was the last thing he said before we mics went hot.
Yeah.
So I think I'd use that transition.
Went from a fleet center fielder to couldn't throw the ball in to shortstop, second base. And, hey, Coop, you got to get over there at first base.
That was not fun. That was not fun. Hey,
So,
but
how you doing?
But I heard you guys talking
No.
about the ABS before I came
Yeah.
in. I'm curious. I actually like it. I didn't think I was going to like it. Do you guys like it?
I love it. It's the best.
Okay.
It's the best thing for baseball after the pitching clock.
Well, the thing that and I wonder how far people are going to be allowed to take it, but I like it when it's a called strike and the guy knows it's a ball and he does this as he starts taking his
starts
stuff
walking.
off to walk towards first base, waiting for the
He
the
knows it's a
ABS
ball.
to correct it and whatever.
Well, yeah, I saw it work against the Diamondbacks. I mean, the Braves had that big explosive. I think it was like a 7-1 inning. I mean, and it could have been mitigated if that ball was indeed a strike and not a ball.
Yeah.
But overall, I do like it.
But here's what I'm watching here though, because I think it's exciting. One, the fans are loving it, especially when an umpire gets overruled. You're seeing the crowd erupt, especially if there's several challenges throughout the day. But what we're learning is umpires just don't know how to do their job. You shouldn't have 6 challenges, 8 challenges a game.
Well, here's the deal
That's the
about that.
problem.
Here's the deal about that. See, I think I know before the ABS system that the umpires got graded.
Right.
So the
But it
manager,
could be an inch off the plate. Like in their
Sure.
contract, it was an inch off the plate. It was still counted as good, even if they missed it. That's not there anymore for the umpires. You didn't know that?
No. I do know this is that ABA system may cost some of those umpires a job.
Finally, get rid of CB Buckner. Well, I told this story before last week. CB Buckner had a tough week. Now he's out with his concussion and stuff. But I've always been against robots in any capacity in baseball or any sport, even replay to a certain extent, because I believe you should have human element. Players mess up, coaches mess up, and they can't fix it on the court. referees should be allowed to mess up as well. Now, when the problem is it's gotten so egregious. But that's what's changed me. C.B. Buckner, Joe West, Angel Hernandez.
Yeah.
Those three specific umpires. There's a couple others where I looked at it over the last 3 years or so, and I went, "Yeah, these guys just don't get it. They are awful at their job. We need robot umpires." So their ineptitude is what it turned me to allow robots into the game, because I was staunchly against it for the longest time, and everything. And they're so bad at it. So much so I read an Athletic article like a week or so ago where they interviewed past umpires in Major League Baseball that have retired, and Joe West was supposedly one of them. You know what those umpires said? We feel like the game has changed and the strike zone has changed. Yeah, dummies. This is why you're retired, and you sucked at you retired because you got kicked out of the game, or you retired on your own. It didn't change. The strike zone went back to what it's always should have been.
Yeah,
You guys changed the strike zone and made it unwatchable.
Hey, look, you just named 3 umpires who got bigger than the game, or at least they thought so.
Yeah.
And so I think this will not only humble them, but it will also cost them their job, perhaps, because they get graded.
Right.
I mean, and so I really do like it.
It's just that's my argument. So we watched CB Buckner have six of 8 challenges against him. 6 for 1, and there was 8 total because you can lose 2 of them. That's too many in a game. If you're getting challenged 8 times in a game and losing 6 of them, you're not doing your job properly. And it's just disgusting.
But you also, as a team, there's got to be some kind of strategy too, because I've seen where early in a game they use up a couple challenges and they're wrong.
You don't have them late,
and you don't have them late.
Well, so much so. Look at this: Cleveland Guardians. They're 6 of 13 challenges won. They've won 6 out of 13.
So they're under 5.
Stop challenging.
Not good.
Yeah.
So imagine that. St. Louis Cardinals, 6 of 9. Texas Rangers, 4 of 6. Washington Nationals, 5 of 8. Chicago White Sox, 8 of 11.
Well, what are the Diamondbacks? Come on,
they're actually good. They're 12 and 4 or 10 and 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Detroit Tigers, 15 and 5. Orioles, 12 and 6.
Well,
You've got to have a system here.
yeah.
And if you're not bad at it, just stop challenging at that point. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, well, I will say this after, and I'm gonna pivot off the ABS for just a minute because I was curious when I said what were the Diamondbacks. Look, I got to admit, through the first 10 games, first 2 weeks of the season, I am shocked that the Diamondbacks are 5-5. I really am.
That's what I was going to ask you today.
And you know what has surprised me the most about the Diamondbacks? It's been their bullpen.
Really?
I mean, sure. Look. Taylor Clark got clocked the first game in LA against the Dodgers. Since then, he's been pretty much lights out. Losaiga, I think Sunday he gave up 3 hits, all ground balls, and a run to tie the game 5-5 that the Diamondbacks won.
First ninth inning blown
but
save.
he has been lights out prior to that.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Thompson has been very solid. And the guy that surprised me the most, because I poo-pooed on him. I mean, and I know he gave up the back-to-back solo home runs in the 9th inning of a 2-0 loss to the Braves. But Paul Sewald has 3 saves.
Well, I mean, you can't talk about that bullpen and then not talk about just how awful McCann has been in that bullpen.
McCann
this season.
McCann's a catcher.
Yeah. Well, he came
got
in
a
for that
45
one.
ERA,
He came
too.
in that 17-2.
Oh,
He's got a 45. Yeah. I was asking Steve the other day. I said, "Hey, are they going to give McCann a chance to get that ERA down? Because it's at 45 right now."
He's so bad, man. I mean, damn. I thought he misspoke, but yeah, he did.
No,
he did pitch an inning.
You can't forget about that bullpen.
Oh my God! Yeah. So, but that has been a surprise to me. And then there are 2 players, the young kid Fernandez, and then Ildemaro Vargas. The way he is playing and hitting, I don't know how Torrey can sit the dude. I mean, did you see him? He came in place of Santana. That dude played a brilliant first base.
And they won that game because of him.
Yeah, and every time he gets up to the plate with men in scoring position, he just comes up with big hits. I'm like, dang, Torrey, play the dude until he fizzles out. Right now, he's on a heater. Dude, play the dude.
Right.
I mean, he should be in the starting lineup every night.
Especially since we don't know what's wrong with Santana.
Well,
at that
I
point,
can
too.
give a rat's ass what's wrong with Santana.
agree.
He's not even hitting near as what.
But they told him they signed him and the third baseman
Arenado.
I always want to call him Renteria for something. I don't know
Well,
why.
but
that's
you,
in
but
my
you know,
mind.
Arenado's made 2 errors that has
Yeah.
really shocked. I mean, one cost them a game.
But they brought him in for their defensive
I
side, not
get
for the
that.
hitting side. So you're just giving it up. But
But
you're going to have a decision here coming up,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why I say Santana getting hurt's not the worst thing on the. Now Lawler getting hurt, you want him in there every game.
Yeah.
But
that was
but
bad. That was
Santana
bad.
getting hurt, that's not the worst thing on the planet, man.
No.
Yeah,
I like
get the guys
I
in
like
there.
the way Ildemaro is playing, and I would give. And here's the deal. My only. Let's say Santana's out for an extended period of time.
It's a groin injury. He's going to miss some
We can only hope. No, I'm just kidding.
Dang.
I shouldn't say that. That was bad. No, but look, my decision if I'm Tory is who am I starting? Is it Fernandez or Ildemaro Vargas
problem.
at first base?
Toss,
Right.
take your, toss up there, right?
Yeah.
I'd be comfortable with either one of those young kids in there.
Coop, I want to ask you a question. In all your years on Channel 12, which obviously viewed by a lot of people, did you ever make a snarky comment like that? did you ever go, we can only hope it's a groin injury? Did you ever do that? Catch flag?
No, I didn't have that type of latitude.
You did? I was curious.
I would say, how fast of a phone call would you have got?
Yeah.
I mean, the Diamondbacks can call me all they want about our programming here. We'll have that
No,
conversation. but-
look. It was just it was just a way of saying that I'd rather Santana sit and let either Fernandez or Vargas play.
Here's the other side of it. I mean, he's only making what, $2 million? So let him get healthy. Let the young kids work. The young kids will hit a wall at some point, and then that's where you'll need Santana again. But even then, oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. The W kid,
Walter Smith.
Walter Smith. He's raking down there in AAA. And then if they didn't bring him up when Lawler's situation, and Torrey goes, he'll let us know when he comes up by the way he's playing down there, and he needs more seasoning. I don't know if you're going to be able to keep that kid down there if you keep having injuries up here. You're going to have to bring him up and at least give him a taste of it before you send him back down. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, look, Barosa's he's been playing okay. He has a lot of speed out there defensively. I think he could be one of their better defensive players, and yet he's not really gotten a lot of ABs to where you could say, or hey, I think
I agree with you.
So I'm okay with that right now. I know they're high on Tim Tawa.
Rightfully so, though.
Yeah. Tim, he shows his versatility more than his production, as far as I'm concerned.
He can play pretty much every position. on the
What I
field.
want to know is how many stinking names you get through before you say CC?
CC.
Corbin
Carroll.
Carroll. If you went through 8 names there and said Corbin, then who needs a stinking hamate phone?
Hey, let me tell you something. There are a couple people that I don't worry about, and that would be Corbin Carroll,
Right.
and Geraldo Perdomo.
Okay.
Those 2 guys I don't even worry about. You don't even mention them because those guys are they are true productive professionals.
Yeah.
It's interesting you bring up Perdomo because we were talking yesterday, and I'm like, you got to get Marte out of this leadoff spot. He's just been terrible to start the season, even though he had the game winner the other day.
Yeah.
Marte's hitting 184, slugging 316 as your leadoff guy, which is doubly hurting because he's not getting on base, and who is getting on base behind him with big triples and doubles and that Corbin Carroll. So
Yeah.
you're literally giving away runs early in this game by Marte not being able to hit right now. But then Perdomo's struggling as well, to a lesser extent, but he's struggling as well right now in that spot.
Again, I'm not going to too much worry about even Marte. I mean, as long as he's in the lineup, I don't really worry about it. Look, the guy can hit. He's proven that. He's, 10 years in the league?
Yeah.
10, I think he
He
just
just
celebrated
hit
10-5.
10-5,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I've seen enough of his body of work. He's going to be fine. And so maybe that hit, the walk-off Sunday,
Makes him up.
yeah, because he's a very, very productive hitter. Hits for high average,
I
hits
don't
for
disagree.
power.
I don't disagree. It's just you've missed a couple of, and that's what's interesting. I mean, the Diamondbacks were outscored by like 10-something runs here against the Braves, but they were able to split the
Well,
series.
that's because they had a
17-2.
17. Yeah,
Yeah.
the one game,
But,
the one game where McCann.
So McCann's the Seawald of 2026 in that bullpen. Apparently, is what we're dealing with. And so I just wonder how much of a leash they're going to have. There's, but like I said, switch Perdomo and Marte. It's not the end of the world from first going down to third.
I'm not ready to do that just yet. I mean, again, we're 10 games in, and I didn't expect them to be 5-5. Now they're on their first extended road trip of the season. You got the Mets, Phillies, and Orioles, and I really like the way the schedule maker did this. I mean, when they leave New York for Philly and Philly for Baltimore, I mean, shoot, those are two really short flights. Yeah, you really could. You really could, and so even. And I'll tell you what, I'm talking about the Diamondbacks 10-10 after playing three very good teams. Yeah. Hey, there's no let up in these next 9 games.
No, right. That's a hard schedule. Well, then you come back and you got, I think, Toronto when you come back on top of it. Right off the bat. Now, Toronto's been struggling at the beginning of the year, but, they got some talent.
What I told Bruce, I'm looking at Bruce talking about, what I told Steve yesterday is the fact that yesterday I was thinking, the thing about this little road trip right here, these 9 games, there's going to be weather involved in all of them. And you already see they changed starting times in 2 games. It's still going to be cold. It's still going to be windy at 1 o'clock.
Sure.
And how do you adjust that? Because but playing in cold weather as a baseball player, there's not a whole lot worse.
Well, look. It's going to be cold for both teams, that's for sure. But I will say this. I worry more about pitchers in cold games than I do the position players.
Really?
I do. And for them to try to keep their arms warm and things like that, their hands without all the extra, rosin that they need to keep things. Look, I'll be okay with them. So now you can look at, and do the Diamondbacks need to call up any pitchers during this road trip? And if so, I mean, Reno's quite a ways away.
Way to get there.
Yeah. And so, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, their bullpen has surprised me up to this point. I'm glad they gave Joe Ross his walking papers.
Did you see? Nobody claimed him, so he could have gone down to Reno. And he decided to be a free agent instead. That just tells you that the Diamondbacks are like, even if you go to the minors, you're not coming back up again, right?
Well, that was all dependent upon him. I mean, these players, they dictate their own future.
But if nobody picks you up, what?
Yeah.
So I'm going to become a free agent means I'm going to go find another job, right?
Well, here's the deal. This always happens. He's not going to get another job unless someone gets significantly hurt or you get to that trading deadline period. When those teams are vying for the playoffs, they're looking for some veteran arms, and so he'll show himself ready by then. Because he certainly wasn't ready coming out of spring.
Yeah, because, I mean, if he would have gotten to the minor leagues, he would have had to been traded to go somewhere else. So this actually does keep his options open, from what I was reading. It seems counterintuitive. Like, I'd rather have a job, even if it's in Reno. But okay. So you're most proud. The bullpen has, like I said, it's been good. It's had its letdowns, whatever you want to say on that. They have been better than expected to start this season. To me, the hitting's been about on par. I expect it to be up and down. One game you score 10 runs, next game you score 2, 5, 6 hits a game maybe. I do expect, at least in the next 2 games, probably the next 3, very few hits with the cold weather out there because it's hard to hit in cold weather. Hurt your hands a little bit more. You don't get the depth on it. You're doing dribblers to second, things to that effect. But to me, the starting pitching has been the most surprising to me. They've been lights out.
Well,
for the most part.
Well, let me tell you this: there have been 2 pitchers who have been absolutely lights out, and they were the guys at the bottom of the rotation. And from my standpoint, I mean, Eduardo Rodriguez.
Diamondbacks too. They're the 4.
I was ready to get rid of this guy, and then you go out and you sign a pitcher that I'm like, man, Soroka's done. And yet Soroka and Rodriguez have been their best 2 starters to date. And I like what Gallen did in his last outing. And so I believe that Merrill Kelly is due to come off the IR sometime during this road trip.
Yeah, so they he has to do one more rehab start on Thursday of this week, and then they say they're going to call him up if he does.
Okay, and so we just mentioned three pitchers who aren't going to lose their spot.
So it's Fott.
Fott and Ryan, but I tell you what,
Nelson.
I think look, Ryan Nelson just run into an inning in each of his two starts.
Yeah.
That he's been darn good, except one inning that's kind of plagued him. Brandon Fott would be that odd guy out if I don't go to a 6-man rotation.
Yeah,
if I don't go to a 6-man rotation, I'm looking at Brandon Fott because if you notice, when he gets people on base, he struggles, and so in each of his starts, I'm like, dude, you always get in trouble when you walk someone or you give up hit and then you're pitching out of the stretch. Is he tipping pitches? I mean, I don't know because these innings they really seem to mushroom on him.
What I find about Brandon Fott odd is they also allow him to stay out there longer. You notice that 6 innings in one game, gave up 5 earned runs. His last outing, he went 4 2/3 and gave up 3 or 4 runs. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head. But any other pitcher, they're pulling by that point if they're starting to struggle, and they just leave Brandon Fott out there for length at a time for the innings, and I don't know what that means for him. I don't know if he's working.
Well,
on
he needs
something, or-
clean innings. When he throws a clean inning, you're like, oh, okay, he's on. But when he gets runners on, it seems like
It's weird how they're coaching him compared to everybody else.
So I have a question for a lot of people out there. I'm not the only one, I'm sure. Give me the pros and cons of a 5 or 6-man rotation. What are the pros of going to a 6-man rotation?
Well, I know that a lot of pitchers are so accustomed to a certain number of days off before starts, okay?
Right.
And so now if you add that extra day, it's almost like
It throws them off.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's almost like your bullpen. If you don't have a certain set or people know their roles and they struggle if they get outside of their roles.
Right.
It seems like that's the prevailing.
And going to a 6-man rotation would throw all 5 guys off.
Theoretically, I mean, because it throws them out of their routine, their roles.
You
that they're
could go to
normally
a
accustomed to.
6-man rotation if you have days off and things like that. But when you play every day, a 6-man will mess with those
Well,
guys.
tell me
Yeah.
this, Scuba. Did you ever in your years follow like a pitcher? Like he pitches on this day, then the next day, what does he do? And then the following day. Did you ever do that?
They have something in baseball called analytics, and they have something just called just doing something to be doing something. I wasn't going to do that. I mean, no, I didn't do it.
You
You know,
didn't.
it could be an interesting theory. You know, the Diamondbacks had a pitcher, and I can't think of his name. I think his last name was Anderson, but he burned himself.
It was Anderson.
Brian?
Brian Anderson. He burned himself ironing in a hotel room.
But he had his shirt on. He didn't use an ironing board. He was wearing the shirt when he was ironing.
And so but he was such a look at Dale. You didn't know that, Dale?
No.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
such.
yeah.
Iron the shirt. Even I know better
He was
than that.
ironing it to go out when he was wearing it.
And so Dale, he had to go on the IR. And so we actually want to do a day in the life of Brian. That's as close as we come to following a pitcher chronology.
Okay.
But he was such a wild spirit, an off ball, a goofball,
Right.
And he was very accommodating to cameras and the media. So yeah, we actually did something like.
I wonder.
How did you
what-
hurt yourself? I was ironing. Well, did you burn your hand? No, I burned my torso. It was on me. What?
I also think he was the guy. Didn't he get locked out of his hotel room one time and he had to use the.
And he only had a towel around him or something?
He had to get he was naked and he had to get the blinds off of a window
Okay,
down the hallway and walk downstairs to get a key.
He's the same dude. He's the same dude.
Oh, man.
Baseball players are different.
No,
Baseball players are way
Brian
different.
Anderson was different. I mean, he really was.
But I mean, pitchers they pitch on their day. Next day they usually throw a little bit to kind of loosen it up, but nothing major. But they're just throwing. Then they throw off the mound at some point during their
They
in-between
golf.
times.
One day they golf.
But they do all that, and then they go to the field, and then they work on that stuff. So it's not like they just sit around for 4 days in between. It's actually a routine to stay stretched out and stuff like that for them going forward. But it is an interesting thing to think about because I agree. I think Fott would be the guy that I I wouldn't. I don't know if I necessarily would send him down.
No, you don't send him down. You make him
but
your long reliever.
really.
Yeah, you make him your long.
See, but I would be more comfortable. As much as I don't want to see this happen to right now, I'd be more comfortable with him going in the bullpen than I would Fott, to be honest.
Who?
If that
Who going to the
Ryan
bullpen?
Nelson.
Yeah, dude, you're the one that could
I know.
complain
I know.
about
Can you
Ryan
believe I just said that?
Nelson. Yeah.
Well, because they treat him like crap. You might as well keep treating him like crap.
No. Ryan Nelson was their best pitcher last year, and
Last year and a half, they even had the World Series.
And so even though his first couple of outings, he's had a bad inning, just one bad inning. I'm staying with that dude.
No, and I'm not advocating they do that. I'm just saying I would be more comfortable with him being the long reliever than I would Brandon Pfaadt. Doesn't mean I would make that move from that. So we'll see. But here's the other thing: Merrill Kelly doesn't do his rehab start till Thursday, so we're still 2 days away from that. He's 5 days before his next start, so he's still got some time there to work out some details and
And by then somebody will have a nick or a bruise
That's
or
the
a
other
bump.
side of it,
Yeah. I remember
somebody in the cold might get the sniffles, and they have to sit out a week.
Yeah, I remember we used to ask Bob Brenly about a 6-man rotation, and Bob was always, pretty pragmatic about things. He says, "Well, hey, ask me that when I have to make that decision."
Right. Right.
He was always saying, that was his famous thing. Ask me when I
He
have to
said
make
that
that
on one of the games over the last
Yeah.
couple days. Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing about baseball, so like we're fans sitting here, right, and we cover the sport and stuff like that, and we think of it kind of binary on this is what I would do, this is what I would do, this is what I would do. And it's weird because when you talk to a GM, and you've talked to a lot of them, when you talk to a manager, they don't think like we do. They're like, it'll work out. So like Merrill Kelly's coming back, they're not sitting there going, oh, we could do this, we could do that. They're like, when it's time for him to come back, the move will be obvious to us. Whether somebody gets hurt or somebody's struggling, because they see him every day, right? They know if Brandon Pfaadt's struggling with something and needs to work on it, or somebody else. And so they look at it differently. They're not sitting there like every night like we are going, oh, who would you put down? They're just like, when it's time to happen, we know the decision we'll have to make. It'll be obvious to us. And it's an amazing difference how they think about it compared to we do here now going forward. Because if you ask Torey right now, well, who's going to go down? He's going to go, oh. Like he legitimately has no clue. Because a week from now, things could be completely different.
Well, to bring Kelly back, someone is going to have to go down.
Yes.
I mean,
Coop, what do you say just jogged my memory? With the Diamondbacks, who was your favorite general manager combination?
You have a lot to choose from here.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite manager, I and not because they won a World Series. It's just because they were always made themselves available and amenable. That would be Bob Brenly and Joe Garagiola.
Yeah, it's just because you're friends with Garagiola. That's the only reason, Dale. Huh?
I kid you not. I kid you not. When I make a request to speak with them, they always made themselves available. Availability
even today, they seem like the most personable people.
Right. And so you can make the request for Mike Hazen, and I'll tell you a guy that I wasn't. Dave Stewart was, and unless it was like during the preseason or spring training, he just was kind of like aloof, kind of kept his distance from everyone.
And that was probably also
La
Russa too, wasn't it?
Yeah. And Mike Hazen was kind of hit or miss, but Torey Lovullo, you talk about a guy who is always available. I love Torey.
Yeah,
I really do. I mean, look, I would I could host Turkey Tuesday, and the Diamondback season could be over because we're talking Thanksgiving now. And Torey would come down. He would make a donation. He'd come down. He'd be a guest on my show, on the broadcast or something. I love Torey. He makes himself available. But if you're just talking strictly baseball, and with a combination of a GM, it would have to be Brenly and Joe G. But if you're just talking strictly, who is my favorite? Torey Lovullo.
Okay.
By far and away.
Really?
Cool.
Oh, the dude is super cool, and he always makes himself available. Dude, do you know I have a 3-way chat with him? We have him on 3-way with texting. with a former sports photographer, myself, and Tori. We'll just.
No,
just do
I
a
know he's that
three-way.
way. There are
He-
media people that
dude.
consider Torey Lovello their best friend.
Dude, no manager does that.
Right.
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 Tori does.
I agree.
Yeah,
No, it sets it
especially with
apart.
the good old has-been sports reporter.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's retired.
And that's exactly why.
Well, I would argue that's how you become a manager at 10 years with limited success.
Oh,
Yeah.
As you can tell, me and Tori are not on a text together.
wow.
I like him as a manager, actually. I said for years, that I'd love to see Tori go to another franchise, a la the Detroit Tigers manager. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, who was AJ Hinch. Here, and then he went to Houston, got ran out of there for cheating scandal stuff, and then in Detroit. I'd like to see what Tori could do in another franchise in terms of the success side of things. I think he can have a lot of success with an older ball club. He can't go to a young up and coming team, I don't think. So I've always said that about him, because here, right, you don't get an older franchise here. You get a younger one, and younger people coming up and doing that. So I do like Tori as a manager. It's just with the Diamondbacks, I get a little frustrated.
Well, I tell you what, when you play in a division with the haves and the have-nots, and you're one of the have-nots, the fact that and this is what really burns me. I mean, what was 3 years ago now, the Diamondbacks, I mean, they got on such a roll. I mean, it was such a great team to watch. I mean, they were never out of a ball game. I mean, they just
They would come back, yeah.
They ran teams to death. They didn't have a bunch of power. They just ran. They were pitching, defense, and speed.
Mm-hmm.
Speed, pitching, and defense. And that got them all the way within 2 games of their franchise's second World Series. Well, since that time, it seems like they've tried to incorporate more power and got rid of that running game element, and their defense has waned. And so they missed the playoffs. The final week of one, they went on
Last
2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years.
Last 2 years ago was the last day they lost it.
Last day.
Last year they were in it up until that last
final
last
series.
4 weeks,
Yeah.
But that's what frustrates me about it. Last year when they traded Suarez and they traded,
But
the
is that
other
a
guy.
Tory thing, or is that a GM who's structuring the?
See, that's
the
what we
roster?
don't know. I think it's a combination of both. I think they're both the problem, if I may say
Ooh.
that. But here's my thing. Last year they traded Suarez and they traded
Naylor.
And then all of a sudden they start running. And Torey went to the microphones and said, well, now that our lineup's changed a little bit, now we have the speed on this team, we can run a little bit more. You've had Corbin Carroll all year. What do you mean you now have the running speed?
And you had McCarthy all year.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, and you're just sitting there going, did you just say that after you traded your first baseman and third baseman? You're blaming them for not being able to run when you had 2 speedsters that can run on this team? It's just this. But like you said, is it Torey or is it above? I do believe the Diamondbacks have an organizational issue, and it starts with, I don't know if it goes as high to Derek Hall, but it's definitely Hazen and Torey working together.
But
and
those
doing-
decisions were made in the offseason. I mean, it's not like they acquired
of
Naylor and
speedsters.
stuff like that before. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that when the Diamondbacks made their offseason moves, they're already telling you something.
Yes.
I mean, just like this. I mean, I was not down with bringing in Santana when Goldsmith was still available. And
They weren't gonna pay him.
I know you talked about it costing a little bit more money.
They weren't gonna pay him.
Look. You're not spending Dodger or Padres money. I mean, dude, we're talking about a difference of what, maybe $6 million.
Yeah,
Come on, dude.
What did
stop
he?
it.
I think he's in the Yankees for an 8 again this year, 8 or 9,
Yeah,
if I remember
yeah.
right. And but you signed Santana for 2.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's like $5-6
But you know what
million
that tells me
difference.
though? It's not that the Diamondbacks are cheap in that position. That tells me the Diamondbacks see some young guys that could be.
Oh,
My bigger
Dude,
issue than signing Santana is keeping Pavin on this team.
They don't see anybody on their farm system at first base. That's the one position that
fill
they
in. Well,
yeah.
But it was
because-
third base before.
Well,
They
no,
always
no.
ignore third base.
Well,
before.
look, they had a lot of third basemen in their system. I mean, Groover,
Well,
Tawa, Troy. They have people there, and the guy that they traded, Alexander, Blaze Alexander.
Yeah.
Look, but first base has always been a little dearth, a little.
No,
sketchy.
I mean,
always-
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
if you sign the guy they signed, who just dinked himself up.
Santana.
He's filling the same role that Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt's going to be here for a year, maybe 2.
Goldschmidt is a better hitter,
Yes,
a
but what
better
I'm saying-
all-around player.
But you're not looking for 10 years.
and
You're
he's a
looking
lefty.
for the next year or two.
But Dale,
He's a
that's
lefty,
my
Coop.
point. Why are you not giving yourself the best chance
That's-
to win?
for $5 million.
Yeah. Goldschmidt is going to offer me a bat with power.
Yeah.
A guy. I mean, look, he may not hit close to 300. Neither is Santana, but he's not going to. He's not going to hit 199 or 219. Santana will.
I just don't think the Diamondbacks like lefties. I think they're lefty. Racist
What do you
isn't
mean?
the right word. but,
Lefty. Goldie's a right-handed
well, he's
hitter.
righty, but I'm just talking about finding those spots. But I don't like Pavin. Keeping Pavin was the mistake. I think.
Well,
with his injury prone.
Pavin was a first-round draft pick that could smack the ball in college. I mean, he's been a little streaky, erratically streaky here in the bigs. But he doesn't have the glove that you want at first base.
No.
So you almost have to stick him as a DH.
He's also got the worst ability known to man.
Yeah,
That'd be availability.
Dude, they have made 2 trades, within the last 5-6 years for supposedly a big power hitting first baseman. They got this guy Seth Beers, from Houston. That's
Yeah,
supposed
one
to be
good game.
Yeah, and he's been a colossal joke. He's no. And they got this kid from Seattle. Can't even think of his name. They gave him every opportunity to win the job, and he stunk.
They got him with the
Seattle Mariners.
Sorna trade.
Yeah.
Sorna.
Yeah,
I want to
can't
say
think of-
Underwood, but I don't think that's right.
No, it's not under.
Yeah,
but he stinks.
but again, a young kid, right? That's what the Diamondbacks do. It's
But
like
they
this
don't have
mix
any
of-
first baseman in their farm because they're trading for guys that they think can be power hitters that turn out to be jokes.
Yeah. It is amazing, but
All
that's where
right.
I struggle with it a little bit as we go forward on that. So Diamondbacks game moved up. The Diamondbacks do get a little bit of a break here. Juan Soto's out for 2 to 3 weeks.
That doesn't hurt.
Calf injury. Yeah, no, that's really nice. Nice timing by Juan Soto to go out with a calf injury here. Right as this happens as well. So a little bit of a break on the hitting side.
Well, let's put it like if Schwarber wants to go down, or I'm okay
Go
with
a
that
lot
too.
of them there. But I mean, Dale brought it up, and he's like, well, these are East Coast. They're used to this weather. I'm sorry. These guys have been in Florida for 2 months, if not longer, Dominican in the offseason. The Mets are going to – I think we're going to have just like I said, watch out for no-hitters coming up here. Guys are going to struggle to hit. Over these next couple of games with those temperatures.
you're trying to get starting pitchers stretched out, and I don't think a pitcher can stretch out in cold weather, regardless if they're playing for the Mets or
You're
the
going to be
Diamondbacks.
especially careful in cold weather.
So if you're throwing a no-hitter, your bullpen is going to have to be a bullpen no-hitter.
I'm not saying they're going to pitch well enough to throw a no-hitter. I'm saying guys are going to struggle to hit.
Well,
here in
okay,
these next
but
couple
here's
games.
here's a good thing about this Diamondback team. They're no longer that power hitting team. They actually have to manufacture them. As a matter of fact, they did a good job of that in the Brave series. I mean, I think they didn't hit a home run in their 2 victories.
Did they not?
Yeah, I don't think they hit a home run in their 2
Wow,
victories.
you might. Now that you say that, I'm like, I think you're right. I didn't even notice.
It was what 2-1 and 6-5
6
in
to
extra.
5. Yeah. Now that you said that, I'm like, you might be right. Don't even notice that.
All right, it's time to go to break and let's talk some real sports. We got the Suns.
Phoenix Suns?
We got
Kevin
the
Durant.
Suns. We got your boy Kevin Durant coming back.
No,
I know you're going to be there with signs. Welcome home, KD.
Right.
And then we got to talk. Get your thoughts on Arizona's run there as well.
Oh,
so when
okay.
we come back, let's get into the basketball talk with Bruce Cooper.
Thank you.
And we're back here and talking a little Arizona basketball. Of course, Michigan won last night. I made the observation earlier because I'm fascinated by what's happening and get your thoughts on this. Indiana football won the championship this year. Best team in football all year long.
Big
On
Ten.
top of it. They
Big
had-
Ten.
Besides that, they had an older roster. They didn't have any superstars on the team. Mendoza's going to be the number 1 pick, but nobody went into that season saying he was the best quarterback by far. They go out and they signed, I'm going to say, top tier talent, but they don't go out and sign the best talent out there. They go and get aged guys that have been around a long time to get in there and work as a team on the football side. Michigan did the same thing. They took kids. 20, 25, average age of 22 on that roster, 25-year-old, 24-year-old, and stuff to that effect. Go out there, play like a team, win a championship. I think we have the blueprint on how you win a championship, at least early in this NIL process.
Well, yeah, it's particularly in basketball where you have a lot of freshmen who dominate. They're like these one-and-done kids, and so they dominate a lot of the rosters. And so when you have more experienced guys who aren't going to try to throw a ball over the top of a double team and get it knocked away and set up a game-winning three. I get what you're saying.
That's a good boost. That's a good boozer shot right there.
But I tell you what, I do like Michigan's 25-year-old to be the Suns' first-round pick. I don't know if he's going to last now.
Well, his toughness looks good.
Yaxel Lindenberg.
Now
he'll be 25 in September.
Check out this stat.
I got a trivia question for you, Coop. Where did he start his college career?
How about down in Yuma?
You knew that? How'd you know that?
You ever hear of a JC called Arizona Western down there?
Yeah, I'd heard of it.
And he left there and went to UAB. Matter of fact, I thought he was coming out last year. I was looking at him last year. Then, but then when he pulled himself out and said, "No, I'm going." He got in the portal. Should I had Bobby Hurley trying to pick him up?
Right.
I'm like, come on, Bobby.
But you knew he was down there, or you read about it?
No, I knew he's down there.
You did.
Yeah.
He has been high on him.
Yeah. Dude, honestly.
Okay.
Bring him back home is what Coop's saying.
Well, look. Look, here's the deal. I was hoping that he was going to leave Arizona Western and go to Arizona State.
Okay.
Because you don't find too many 6'10" guys that are knocking down threes the way he did. I had never seen the guy play except for on YouTube videos because they're listing. I'm one of these guys that I'm always looking for. I play the general manager roles, And so I'm always looking to get. And so
get this man a job.
And so Yaxel, I'm like, boy, this dude. He's athletic. He can get up and down the floor, and he can knock down three. Yeah, Bobby, you need to get some size in here, a stretch four or something like this. Right. And we didn't get him.
Yeah,
UAB outbit.
Yeah, he goes to UAB.
Hey man, I tell you what, it's a darn shame. It's a darn shame.
There's no shame if he came to ASU and then Michigan offered him if he got in the portal. But to go to UAB?
Yeah. You know what's really tearing me off? This prep team here called Bella Vista.
Okay.
That just won the national championship.
Okay.
They don't have one player that has ASU on their target. I mean, they're going everywhere else. I mean, the one kid the one kid that's the MVP of the tournament and stuff. I mean, he's going to West Virginia, another Big 12 school. I'm like, dude, stop.
Now, is he from there? Does he happen to maybe be from there?
No, I think this guy was from Ohio.
Okay, well then that throws that out because I could see, hey. From West Virginia, his parents sent him out to this prep academy. I want to go back home. But if he's not from there.
No. And I mean, dang, Bella Vista, I'm just looking at they're loaded. Yeah. And this kid was the MVP. They're smacking down these prep schools in Florida.
Yeah.
And Texas.
Kids get fed there through the AIA program.
Yeah. And
no, they don't go to
and
the
AIA. And they sandpapered all of them.
No, I'm not AIA program, but the people that are in charge of funneling kids to certain places,
right?
For money reasons,
stuff like that. And so
he doesn't like
not the AIA, whatever that is.
And so that's frustrating. So I'm hoping that Randy Bennett, that he comes in and not only does he get a boost in salary, but I'm hoping that he gets a boost in that NIL money because, dude, we got people in our own freaking backyard. I mean, we have prep teams that are loaded. Matter of fact,
this is not the only one. There's 4 or 5 of them.
Absolutely. Dude, there was a dude named Jeremiah Fears. Maybe you heard of him. He left a prep school here and went to Oklahoma and was a first-round pick of the New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, I saw this dude. I mean, his handle is just unfreaking real. I was mesmerized by this kid. I'm like, hey, Bobby, can we get this guy? I mean, honestly. And so,
well, now we got an ASU coach who's still sick.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I just would love to see Arizona State do a better job in the prep ranks. And Tommy Lloyd, like we've seen before when Lute Olson was here, and when I'm losing the guy that Sean Miller was here. I mean, shoot, they come down to the Valley, man. They take away the Richard Jeffersons, they take away the Channing Frys,
and those guys could have gone anywhere.
Mike Bibby,
the Mike Bibbies, the DeAndre Aytons. I mean, yeah, hey, dude, we keep very few stars here, and now see Tommy Lloyd, dude. There's two guys he's gotten in our high school ranks here. One played at Millennium. He's like a 6'10" guy, and the other's a prep
He's a
school
5-star, right?
Yeah. And they had a McDonald's All-American All-Star game here in the Valley, and the kid another 5-star kid they got, he was like MVP. And I'm looking at the highlights of this kid. I'm like, son of a gun. That looks like Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, son of a gun. Tommy Lloyd's going to load up again.
Yeah.
I kid you not.
Well, Tommy Lloyd's just going to sit back and go, okay, you, let's go.
Yeah, and what's fascinating, that's why I'm going to cross over sports for a second. That's why, like, the Cardinals right now. What they need to understand is we have to pay a tax on everything to get good. Not even great, to get good, so players will now want to come to us. When you're 3 wins in a 17-game season, if you're a college, if you're ASU and U of A, it seems like you're the Arizona Cardinals, ASU, and U of A's Seattle, San Francisco, or the Rams, in my mind.
He's talking basketball terms.
Yeah. Hey, look. As far as the Cardinals are concerned, I mean, they just grossly disappoint me. I mean, they just do. And I guarantee you,
they get extra practices.
I guarantee you, they're going to piss me off. April, was it 24th or whenever they draft?
23rd. On a draft night show, yes.
Yeah, they're going to piss me off.
Tune into the draft night show. It'll be live on YouTube and then maybe a couple other places. We'll be announcing that soon. But tune in. You might see Coop get pissed off.
Oh, I'm going to get pissed off. I guarantee you, they'll either take an offensive lineman or rush in.
Or they're going to trade down.
Well, they trade down and get one of those.
To draft one of those guys. That's my point.
Dude, how many times are you going to keep trading down and it haunts you? You have a difference maker, a playmaker right here in your clutches, and you trade down.
Last thing on college basketball. Let's get that blood pressure back down. Let's get that blood pressure down. North Carolina hiring Mike Malone for their head coach.
That shocked the heck out of me. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I was looking at all the odds on who was going to be the next coach there, and his name wasn't even on it.
No.
And then, boom, out of nowhere. He does have ties there. His daughter's a volleyball player there. So
I heard people say that.
No. But he's on, from what I was reading, he's on campus. He's introduced himself to people there and stuff like that. So it's not so out of the blue as you think it is, where you go, okay, this guy living in Denver still, and
look,
now he's been hired.
Look, this guy has coached the Joker. He's coached Jamal Murray. Look, he's won an NBA championship, and so you know there are going to be kids that they're going to sell the fact that, hey, we got this NBA championship winning coach here who knows how to get you to the league.
Yeah.
You want to come and play for us because this guy is of that.
I told Dale early in the show, he's got the best selling mechanism on the planet. Hey, I got a guy to be not only MVP multiple times, but we won a championship with him. He was fat and doughy, so fat and doughy, they played a Taco Bell commercial while he was drafted.
Yeah.
And I got him to these epic levels. So imagine what I can do for you.
Coop, do you know that? You got that look. Do you know that when the Joker was drafted, the ESPN went to a break and they were showing a Taco Bell commercial, and that little thing underneath said, Denver Nuggets with their second-round pick, take the Joker. During a Taco Bell commercial.
No, I didn't know that.
Future what? 3-time MVP in the league.
Yeah.
You know.
Look. He's an unorthodox. I mean, look. I'm telling you, man. There's something about the Euro players that are so unorthodox that they become like these unicorns that are special. Look, Dirk Nowitzki would shoot off of one leg. You see Luka pretty much can do the same thing. But the Joker, he takes it to another level.
Oh.
And he
I
looks
mean,
effortless doing it.
I have seen, I've never seen in my life someone that looks more unathletic, more
athletic plays.
more clumsy,
Yeah.
more adroit. And this dude, he has that feathery, soft touch. I used to think some of his shots that went in were lucky. I said, man, that's just, dude. He does it all the frickin' time. I'm like, how can you perfect that? You can't even teach that.
He brings the ball up the court, Coop, as good as a lot of small forwards do.
Yeah. He now that's not surprising, but Dale, the awkwardness in which he shoots, in which he makes plays. I'm like, I kid you not. When I first watched this dude play, I'm like, dude, he's just lucky. He's just got to be the lucky. But he kept doing it to the point where I'm like, shoot, man, I don't know how you can go out and practice. I can't even teach anyone to do that.
No, it's like Jim Furyk's golf swing, this hoop-de-doop thing that, he ended up winning a couple majors and had a great golf career. You ain't teaching that swing in any golf academy.
The Joker is one. He's one of the more phenomenons I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, he makes it look so easy. Like that's where you get that. Where you're like, how do you do that?
You do not use easy in the same sentence with the Joker. There's nothing easy about what he does.
But he makes it look. Easy, it makes it look like it's like that was nothing.
Yeah, I guess he can't.
I mean, some of these
natural.
passes and he'll be dribbling and boop.
See, the pick is in round 2 right here to 41 Denver. Watching a Taco Bell burrito commercial here.
No.
And then they just put it at the bottom, Jokic.
Now who would
right
notice
there, see,
that?
Nikola Jokic.
I see that, but who would notice that?
In a Taco Bell commercial.
Hey, look.
3-time MVP in the league.
Look. And that's another thing about it. His physique it doesn't help in terms of you thinking of this guy being a
he's not hitting the gym at all.
An MVP in the NBA.
Yeah.
No.
All right, so Coop, we got what have we
Sunstock.
got? Yeah, we got a big homecoming tonight. Big homecoming. I actually heard people go, "Are they going to do a tribute video?" Coop, you do a tribute video?
That was just Kevin Ray.
Now look. There's only one Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
I mean, he can rip and blister this town and the team and stuff like that, and come back, and you can have him still throw a parade for him, still put him in the Ring of Honor,
right.
Still welcome him back with open arms and call him the best son ever. That ain't Kevin Durant.
Right.
That ain't Kevin Durant.
Well, at least Charles Barkley got them to the finals. At least he did that.
That is true.
Or helped get them there. He had a team around him.
You can make that argument that he did.
Yeah.
Yes,
but
yes,
Kevin Durant, the only thing I think of with him, and I was all for take a shot at it. The opportunity in Phoenix doesn't come along very often to make a move like that. Take a shot at it. But he woefully underperformed.
Yeah, you know what, Dale? I would have to say I had a buddy that kept harping on because the rumors was out there that the Suns were trying to get Kevin Durant. I said, dude, stop it. This never going to happen. Right. The Suns would have to give up half their roster. They're not doing that. I said, plus the guy, he's on the other side of 35. Forget about him. It's not going to happen. And I don't have to tell you what he did to my phone when he got here. Right. And so I said, okay, well, he's here now. Let's just go for it.
Right.
Look, it became blatantly obvious to me after his 2 seasons here that this guy, he's not, and I repeat, he is not a type of guy that makes others better.
No.
He's a complimentary player.
If you got the other pieces, he can come in.
He's that last chip, that complimentary player. He's not a franchise carrying type player.
Right. A la Golden State.
Right. Well, in Golden State, he was complimentary because he had people like Klay Thompson, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I mean, everything.
Even Draymond at that point.
Look. They drew doubles away from Kevin, allowed him to go single, and if you went to try to double Kevin, it was like pick your poison. You're leaving Dre and you're leaving not Dre, but Clay and Steph
Steph,
open.
yeah.
So he was in a perfect place to be a complementary player to where if you try to double, he's a professional scorer is what he is.
Right.
He's an elite professional scorer. This man at 6'11", he has a feathery shot. He can do it all from a scoring standpoint. But the game is far more than just that.
Yeah.
He's not going to be an asset defensively for you. He certainly isn't a creator or an elite passer. He can't even pass out of double teams. He failed to do that in Phoenix. He can't do it in Houston. Now he's at Houston where he has people like Sengun. He has Amin Thompson, who's a arriving player. Jabari Smith is another stretch four. He's got some pieces around him that can take doubles off and allow him to be that scorer again. Now they thought Fred VanVleet would be a guy
Right.
who would really orchestrate everything, but they've had to really
Preseason injury.
Yeah. They've had to really do it by committee.
Right.
But Kevin Durant, if you're asking him to carry a franchise, he ain't that dude.
Right. And,
And Phoenix was asking him to carry the franchise, and
Yeah.
he wasn't that dude.
Right. And so, again, as I look at it, like Charles Barkley, there's this thing about Charles. He can say whatever he wants. He can kind of do whatever he wants, and everybody loves him. Kevin Durant, so go to tonight. What's the reception going to be like?
He'll get booed.
Yeah?
He'll be, but I'll be down. Sons better not throw a video tribute up there for him. And I'll tell you someone else that's getting overlooked in this whole deal.
Yeah.
It's Jalen Green. Jalen Green, they made and look, Kevin Durant talks about how the Suns tried to make him a scapegoat.
Yes.
Well, that's what Houston made Jalen Green.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
they couldn't win
They-
because of him.
yeah, the playoff. That's why they got rid of him, dude. They made him the scapegoat.
Yes.
Now, if I'm Jalen Green, this is personal.
Oh, yeah.
It's more personal to me than it should be for Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Durant is going to be a Hall of Famer. His career had already been cemented. Jalen Green, I'm watching you tonight, brother. This is his first game because he missed the first 52,
Right.
basically.
Against Houston.
Well,
Against his own team.
Did Durant play the Suns? I think he did.
Yeah,
in
he hit a
Houston,
game.
right?
He hit a game-winning shot.
Yeah.
But
in
in
Houston.
Houston,
In
but not
Houston,
here.
not
he missed
here.
the first one. Okay.
Coop, here's my question. And when you brought that up, I get a little concerned. Because I've been at that spot. In football, it's one thing. In basketball, it's a different thing. You still got to keep your emotions in check. You try too hard. You want it too bad. Sometimes it doesn't come flowing to you. But you're right. I'm going to keep an eye on Jalen Green tonight because that should be fascinating.
Well, you'll be able to keep your eyes on Dylan Brooks as well because his technical was rescinded.
Well, it should have been. Did you see that?
No,
I was watching the game. I mean,
both of them got teched because they were both being jackasses. Reputation, you tech them up.
Well,
it's
fir-
stupid.
fir-
It was
first of
an
all-
obvious tech in that situation for a Dylan Brooks type person.
Well, first of all,
He got lucky.
McClung, he's the guy that would win these slam dunk championships out of the G League.
Yeah,
so
not even in the league.
So he's up on like I think his second 10-day contract.
Yeah.
So maybe they signed him for the rest of the season. I don't know, but at any rate, he's a guy that shouldn't be talking any trash anyway. But I respect the fact that he wasn't going to back down.
Yeah.
But this was a war between those two players.
I know.
The referee should not have because
No, it was a reputation tech, which is what Dylan Brooks
but
gets.
here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Drives me nuts.
A timeout had been called. Both players are walking to the
know.
bench. Just jabbing. I mean, it happens in the league all the time, dude. Why are you getting involved? Why would the referee? And I applaud the league for rescinding not only Brooks but McClung's as well. I mean, it's
did 'em both.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Well,
but here's the thing, Coop. Moving forward.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Moving forward, and it concerns me because I've told you my story about my parents saying, Dale, raise your hand, admit you fouled, hand the ball to the ref, stop your antics, in other words, what they tried to get me to do. And I did it for one game. And I played my only game in 3 years. I didn't score in double digits. We lost. I felt like I was going to have a heart attack after the game. And my mom and dad, we got home that night and they said, Dale, just play your game. Because you try to change that, but yet now he's at that point to where each technical is going to cost him a game.
No, he needs. Okay, so he's at that. Once you hit 16,
It's every two.
two.
So if he
And
gets this one,
so
then
if he gets
he'll have to
double,
get
so
two more.
but here's the deal: they only have like 3 games left after today. Matter of fact, if the Suns win tonight, as far as my math concerned, they clinch the 7th seed.
I think if they win, no matter what they do,
if
thought
they clinch, then no matter
okay,
what they
maybe
win.
it was the other night they had to have the Clippers or Portland lose, but that could have been the other night. I don't remember.
Okay, so two other quick questions. You rather play Portland or the Clippers?
Dang.
Who would you rather play in that first round playing game?
Dang, Dale, that is a very tough question.
And while you're
That is a
thinking,
very-
because Kawhi's one of those guys that can go off for 60.
He can, but you know
He
what?
can.
But you know what? I'm going to take the Clippers because you know why? The Trailblazers have 2 guys that concern me, not just one.
Yeah.
I'm only really concerned about Kawhi Leonard with the
Clippers.
Clippers, and he's a damn good player. But with Portland, they have a championship guy in who's a guard? I'm thinking he had the brothers. He was with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Who?
He's
I know who you're thinking of now because you threw this on me, Coop.
yeah, he threw his brother. I mean,
Coop can't remember, so he's taking us all down.
okay,
Dale.
so Donovan Cleveland is the other one. He's a 7-footer
Yes.
who gives. But
the
this
length is what they're going to
but this guy, he left the Bucks and went to the Celtics, and they won a championship. And now he's left them and come to Portland. Now Portland's going to be a playoff team. He's
Not Drew Holiday.
It is Drew Holiday.
Okay.
It is Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is the
with the
guy I'm
Bucks.
thinking of. Drew Holiday is a champion extraordinaire. He can lock you down defensively. He hits big shots. He's not afraid of the big moment. Matter of fact, his game always elevates on the big stage. So Drew Holiday is the type of guy that can shut down a Devin Booker, which is what he did in the finals with the Bucks. So this guy, Drew Holiday, and then you have Donovan Cleveland.
They also have an Avita guy named Danny Avita.
He's living a vida dita.
It's Avia. It's Avia. And look, he's like a 6'9" point guard. I mean, this
it's
dude.
so
I mean,
length,
yeah. Look, dude. Look, there's no question. I'm going.
Now think about it.
Yeah. Avia's a bad dude.
Okay.
He's a bad dude.
But
He's the next foreign superstar in the league.
If the Suns can win that, and again, now we're jumping one step ahead,
Well,
but if
then-
they
then-
can win that,
They'll play the Spurs.
the Spurs and Wemby just got hurt.
Yeah, but Wemby's not going to miss the playoffs.
Whoa, I
He's
don't
not
know.
going to miss the playoffs.
A rib issue has got to be one of the other than a knee or an ankle issue on a big guy, the ribs have got to be a huge
and
deal.
let me tell you something. The Suns, they beat the Spurs with Wemby
Yeah.
twice.
They
we're in
have
the
a
game,
chance
so it's
to win a couple games. If they fall to the 8th seed and have to play Oklahoma City,
Yeah,
it'll be 4.
and look, they had the Spurs beat in San Antonio the last time they met. And keep in mind, the Suns were playing again without Williams and without Brooks.
Yeah,
until
Wemby shot over the top.
And it took a Wemby, shot over the top with one. But you know what happened in that game? That was a game that the Suns rookie Rasheer Fleming went to the free throw line.
Missed two.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
And the last thing is, we talked about this yesterday because I've been trying to figure out the Suns. The last 3-4 weeks, I haven't had the same amount of enjoyment watching them as I did the first 2 months of the season. And I've tried to put my finger on it, and I heard another sportscaster talk about it. He says it looks like they've lost the joy that they had early in the season of playing basketball.
Well, look. Part of that enjoyment or that joy came from a guy that was so high spirited that you're concerned about getting technicals in Dylan Brooks.
Right.
Dylan Brooks had this infectious personality,
Enthusiasm and energy.
Well, yeah, that permeated throughout the team. I mean, you saw Dylan Brooks Jr., Gillespie. You saw Aaron Goodwin. Yeah, these guys. And you put on the same floor. Look, Suns can roll out a defensive unit that can just clamp you down. I mean, look, they don't get enough a run from Ryan Dunn and Rasheer Fleming, but those guys can really lock it down. I like their length, and I tell you what, Jordan Ott, the Suns coach, he really starts to annoy me from this standpoint.
Okay.
The Suns will be playing an opposition. Let's take like the Orlando Magic. They're playing with a lot of length, a lot of tall guys, and yet they got a lot of 6'10", 6'11", and 7-foot guys out there on the floor. And because Paulo Banchero is 6'10",
Yeah.
for crying out loud. Do you know that Gillespie and Goodwin are down on the box trying to guard this dude?
I saw that a few times.
I'm pounding my fist. I mean, dude, we're giving up so many easy shots, and then you wonder why we only get one shot and they get 3, 4, and they get all their second chance points pile up, and their points in the paint pile up. Dude, it's okay to play Malawak and Oso at the same time.
Right.
Put Rasheer Fleming in with him. Now you can match up better. I mean, he really frustrates me playing the small ball. Look, Mike D'Antoni used to play small ball a lot with the Suns, but shoot, we had guys that could shoot lights out, and and there was only one Stevie Nash.
Yes.
All right, now and so Stevie could take advantage of any mismatch that was on the floor for us, and yet these other teams, they weren't playing with all these versatile players that are 6'10", 6'9". They're even playing guards, dude.
Yeah.
It's back then. I mean, there was a Magic Johnson that was a unique player, or Penny Hardaway that was 6'9", 6'7", 6'6" type guard. But man, I mean, I don't understand why we continue to roll out Goodwin, Gillespie, and Booker on the floor with Dylan Brooks. There's not and then your tallest guy is Oso. That's what we're running up against, dude. I mean, stop it,
they
Jordan.
struggle with the length, yeah.
Stop it.
Hey, by the way, just to be correct here, the Suns beat Houston tonight. They do clinch. But also, if the Clippers lose to Dallas tonight, which probably won't happen. But here's the interesting thing. Dallas and Suns back-to-back. They both play tonight. And then they both play tomorrow night here at home. The Suns play the Mavericks.
Because I was looking at the standings last night, and I saw that. So Portland lost. So Portland now has 40 losses.
Yeah.
And if the Suns win tonight, the most losses that they can have will be 38, because then the Clippers have 39 losses.
Yes.
And so I said, hey, well, look, Suns win tonight, it's over.
I think that's why the Clippers lose one more. The Suns automatically get that 7th spot.
Yeah, okay.
Also
Yeah, absolutely. Because right now the maximum games the Suns can lose is 39.
Yeah.
And the Clippers already have 39 losses, and the Trailblazers
They have 38
have 40.
right now, so they'll go to 39 if they lose.
Well,
No, I thought I saw that they had
hold
39.
on. Right now, the Clippers have 38 losses.
Dude,
Trailblazers have 39.
Yeah, so they have to
And
get
the
to that
Suns have
39.
30.
Dude, I think you guys are wrong.
Well, I'm looking at the standing.
Well, not only that, I checked out the NBA clinching things here, and it says it right there,
but
too.
hey, here's one of the
I saw that the Trailblazers have 40 losses.
they have 39 right now.
No,
Yes.
you guys have to be that can't
Kobe,
be
throw,
right.
throw it up there, Kobe. Let's
Dude,
tell Coop the NBA's wrong.
Dude, I read something last night. That's why I said if the Suns win, they clinch.
Well, they do clinch if they
Yeah,
win.
they do clinch if they win, especially if the Clippers lose. Basically, Clippers lose one more because Portland's already at the 39. Suns would have to lose these 4, and Portland have to win out. If Clippers get to 39 with 3 left, obviously, even if the Suns lose tonight, it keeps technically the 8th seed alive.
Because
there as
right
well.
now, the play-in teams have clinched. Clippers, Trailblazers, Golden State. Phoenix still doesn't have anything by them. Because guess what, guys?
They can still get to
Guess
6.
what?
They can
They
get
can
to
still
6.
get
But
And guess how many games in a row Minnesota's lost?
6, right?
3.
3? Oh, 3?
well, Minnesota needs to lose 3 of their final 4, and Phoenix needs to win out.
Yeah, but hey, it's you're saying it's still a possibility.
It is.
Still a chance.
It is. But man, I thought I read where the Blazers had 40 losses, but I guess
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because
No,
Suns would own the tiebreaker on them anyway.
That's the thing with the Blazers. The Clippers, you need one more loss by the Clippers to keep that 7th seed.
Yeah.
And I say, regardless, I mean, Wemby looked bad. He couldn't lift his arm up yesterday when he left the court. He's got to play 20 minutes in the last 3 games in order to qualify for postseason
He's not
awards.
gonna-
So,
dude, I remember I was at ASU. I was playing pickup in the gym, and Alton Lister came down with a rebound, and he went like this. He caught me in the side of my rib.
Yeah.
Dude, I could barely walk to the sideline. Dude, I'm telling you, it was like about a week or so before I could even raise my arm.
Yeah.
It
Coop,
really was.
Coop,
I couldn't. You know how you need to extend your arm to put your shirt on?
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Coop, I had to play. I played with broken stuff. Most painful thing is a broken rib, because you breathe, it hurts. You move your arm, it hurts.
And then you're a center, so where are guys going to be touching you?
But it didn't look like he caught a rib or anything like this. It's just like someone moved his
It was a shoulder injury,
And
then
so-
but then it turned out to be a rib too, though. That's what they're reporting today.
Well,
And how about the Lakers? The Lakers
Yeah.
with two
oh,
guys.
So,
Lakers are done.
They say rib contusion is what he's got there. So it looked like a shoulder injury, which there is some shoulder hurt there as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised
but
to hear
they say rib
because
contusion at
I
this
saw
point.
I saw the play. I said that's a shoulder. And now you're telling me it's a rib.
Yeah, they say.
Well,
it's
that's
a
why
rib.
you went to Westwood. You weren't a doctor.
Yeah, did you see Westward? Mesa Public Schools didn't approve their basketball coach from the old Higley coach.
What
They
now?
didn't approve him. Yeah, the men's basketball coach there.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
hear that. What's
the-
going on here?
What's
The board,
going
I
on
don't
at
know.
Westwood, Coop?
You tell me,
Well,
Coop.
well,
Crooked numbers on the football field.
That's the board of directors. That's the Mesa Public Schools board or whatever that didn't approve that. But yeah, get the scoop on that for me.
Well. Look. I'm gonna have to talk to that board.
Yeah.
I mean, look. I already had some issues with them when they put me in the Mesa City Sports Hall of Fame. I'm like, dude. I mean, why you want to do that to me? I mean, I didn't ever win a championship. Damn it.
Yeah, but when they did that, did they retire your jersey at Westwood? Like, can we walk in the gym and see Coop?
You won't see my jersey.
No.
Matter of fact, you know what? They didn't even retire Danny White's jersey.
Really?
No, they didn't.
What kind of place is
I
Westwood?
know. Dang.
All right.
Well, that makes sense because he was the Cowboys. Coop, of course, joins us on Tuesdays. Appreciate you, man. Always fun as always. For everybody else, we'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock as well. So come join us. The main event.